Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Got a great car, great team. Let's go execute. Our time. We know what we gotta do. Stay in the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air. Driving with conviction.
Side by side, hammer down.
The afterchecks are lit. Count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out. Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. Victory, this will be.
Nobody wants it more than you.
Next lap is going to end it.
Does he have enough? A dominant performance.
Yes, they know, baby. Let's go.
Can you believe what you are seeing? Everybody's pushing as hard as they can get it. One final shot.
Gotta earn this thing right here to the end.
It is all on the table.
A total 500.
Start your engines!
This is my moment now. I will be number one. Fate said this is how it's gonna be done. Set fire. Gonna end the game. Set fire. Gonna make a name. Set fire. Oh, you'll remember this. Not gonna miss, 'cause I deserve this.
Good evening, race fans, to the At the Checkered Cup Series live from Kansas Speedway. Drivers just wrapped up qualifying, getting ready to take the grid here as we are just awaiting on a few drivers. I apologize for a bit of the video stuttering there going on as I played the intro. Gotta love technology, but as we focus on to things, let's turn things over to the track side here. We have Gio Turpin, who's gonna collect that starting position with that number 1 lucky spot. We'll go down some of the grid here as well in just a moment, but you know, Gio Turpin, after having that rough finish to last week, looking to turn things around here this week. He's been a factor each week, looking to find another win on the season. He'll be ones to watch out for here tonight. I'm Oscar Jensen with Turn Sector Media, bringing you the action here for tonight's race. 75 laps will be the distance for these drivers. Let's head down to our starting grid. Row number 1, we have Gio Turpin and Eldon Stewart. Row number 2, we have Ian Blanchard and Keith Shoemaker. Keith Shoemaker with a great starting position there. The other Shoemaker, Bryce Shoemaker, will start in row 3 with Mitchell Williams to his outside. Row number 4, Jason Nieto and Michael Jones will make up that. Row number 5, we head back to Riley Bennett, last week's winner at Iowa Speedway, and then Judson Curtis. Isaiah Fox and Dayton Wheeler will make up row number 6. Justin Frazier, David Bersecki will make up row number 7. Jordan Tross, Chad Garcia will be row number 8. And as we go through these last few rows, we have Adam Rawls, Joel Mullet, and then rounding out the field, Larry Millard and Sean Timothy. So Riley Bennett, last week's winner, he'll have some ground to make up. Look for him, though. He was fast last week. It looked to be a lot of momentum into this season's swing for that 62 team. Rolling into the restart zone, green flag, we're off and racing from Kansas Speedway. Oh, a big moment there for the 74 of Ian Blanchard, getting loose off the exit of 2. What a save to hang on to that, although he'll lose a lot of ground back to position number 12 in that 47 on lap 1. A lot of shuffling around going through the field as well. You see that 79 of Jordan Tross in that orange and black paint scheme. He's always a fast one to watch, and right now making some moves here early on. Keith Shoemaker, also one of those drivers who lost some ground on the start. He finds himself right now trying to maintain a top 10 position. Currently back to 9th. He's got Mitchell Williams behind as they work down this front straightaway. That's the 2 of Michael Jones. Looking to the inside of that number 4 machine of Keith Shoemaker. They're going to remain side by side as they work off the exit of turn number 2. A little bit of contact there between Mitchell Williams and Keith Shoemaker. Williams trying to side draft, trying to get that spot away from Michael Jones. Not quite able to fully clear. Going to use that apron and try and cut off that track just a bit. Gio Turpin, though, right now controlling this race, will be coming around to lap number 5. Eldon Stewart, Isaiah Fox, your top 3. And we talk about last week with Gio Turpin's what could have been a top 5 finish. Him and that second place driver, Eldon Stewart, those two actually got together on the final lap while racing for 4th position. Those two ended up at the tail end of the lead lap. Oh, Justin Frazier in the wall back behind him. A great job to hang on to that machine, but Jordan Tross now going to take a look to that position. So Frazier, A big moment coming off of turn 2. He'll get it collected, but be under fire for this 8th position. But yeah, going back up to these two drivers running in position number 1 and position number 2. We heard out of Gio Turpin when we spoke to him after the race. He was not happy with how that one of Eldon Stewart raced him. So maybe watch out for a bit of a rivalry building up between these two drivers throughout these next couple of races. We have race number 7 that we're doing here tonight. Then we have a handful more after tonight's race. So these two drivers, they know what's on the line, but they also know that to be competitive, they might have to get a little bit fierce between one another. Bryce Shoemaker in the 25. Oh, into the outside wall, trying to run that high side lane, but just barely getting into that outside on the turn 1 entry. That opens up the door for Mitchell Williams in this 54 to take a look to the inside, although will it be enough? Shoemaker trying to put up a fight, but just cannot get that car rotated with the power down, and now Mitchell Williams looks to have the advantage as they head into turn 1 and 2. Bryce Shoemaker with the crossover. Williams had to check up just a bit. That opened up the door for Shoemaker on the inside. Will Shoemaker be able to do what Mitchell Williams did a lap ago? Doesn't look like he'll be able to pull it off. These two will be side by side down the front straightaway, side drafting one another. Williams on the top, Shoemaker on the bottom. Give that advantage to Shoemaker on entry, but he has to get out the throttle, leaning off of one another as they come off of turn number 2. Now Mitchell Williams able to get a good run off the exit, and he will clear for position number 8. Shoemaker back to 9th, still trying to make that top side work. Riding on board with Riley Bennett, last week's winner. Currently up to 4th position, having another great start here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Can he find himself going back to back? What a heck of a drive and a statement that would be. We already saw him be so dominant last week at Iowa, leading so many laps out there, and at the very end, with dealing with restarts, he didn't let that get underneath his skin, and he put up one heck of a battle up at the front tonight, doing the same here early on. However, he'll have to chase down Gio Turpin and Eldon Stewart, who have remained within a car length gap from one another since the start of the green flag. And oh, Eldon Stewart, bit of the wall off of turn number 4 right there. Able to get it recollected, but you see that gap move up just another car length or so, falling back into the hands of Isaiah Fox, who right now holds that fort down in 3rd. As Eldon Stewart and Isaiah Fox continue to battle it out. Right now, the advantage goes to that one. Isaiah Fox, though, has found some speed. He's been able to close up on the one, especially after that mistake that we saw Eldon almost get. Pretty significant, well, or I guess what could have been a pretty significant wall hit actually turned into something not as major and sort of a minor scrape off, but you got to be careful. You don't want to try and push that limit too much. And now Jordan Tross in the 79 moving himself around Riley Bennett. Riley Bennett, though, fighting hard on the inside. We see a lot of these drivers, once they start to get pressured for that position, they're able to find a way to make a move to defend it. And we see that out of Riley Bennett here. A little bit of contact between those two as they head into 1 and 2. And that's going to force the 79 up into the wall just a bit downshift. So I think, and boy, he's got a good run. Oh, contact between those two. Riley Bennett down below the apron. The 95 of Jason Nieto as well going around. Oh, can he keep it off the inside wall? Yes, he can. But that initial contact coming between Riley Bennett in the 62 and Jordan Tross in the 79. I'm not quite sure if Jordan was really too happy about the initial contact on turn 1 entry, which really set those drivers up to be in that position. You see Riley Bennett trying to make up, or trying to get caught back up and trying to get these positions sorted out, but a great save there. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with Ian Blanchard here, but he's going around on the back straightaway as well. So problems with the 74. But boy, what a turn of events that past lap. Justin Frazier looks like he will be the lone car to stay out on the racetrack. He will not come down pit road. The rest of the field, though, behind will be led by Gio Turpin, who gives up that race lead. They're working themselves down on the pit road. The one in the 84, they will have boxes 1 and 2. So kind of funny how an incident from last week will kind of turn into them being 1 and 2 again this week and having to deal with each other probably throughout the whole portion of tonight's race. Those drivers going to work themselves off of pit road, though, and they'll be off and away. It looks like Shoemaker might have had either a fuel-only stop or just taken 2 tires, but he'll come out in the second once all is said and completed here. Let's, though, take a look at the replay real quick. And let me just make sure I get this set up correctly real quick before we actually go view it. So let's take a look at it now. Oh, and we actually have to go back. That's the wrong driver, but we'll go with the initial contact between these two, the 79 and the 62. And if we rewind it back just a bit, you see the full bit of a brush right there, which kind of sent Jordan a bit higher and into that outside wall. Then gets a good run off exit, but then it slams that outside wall and just contact between the 79 and the 62. The 62 of Riley Bennett barely clipping that 95, who goes spinning into the infield, able to keep it off that inside wall. But that was a scary, frightening moment, I'm sure. Well, again, we'll take a look at it one more time here. Yeah, just nothing really Riley Bennett could have done there. I mean, the 95 as well, just an innocent bystander right there. So, I mean, really, if you look at it, Jordan obviously had tried to make up a good portion of ground there through the exit, or from the center to the exit after losing that time on corner entry, and unfortunately, it ended up with him being in the wall and collecting a few other drivers. Back up at the restart zone, let's go back racing from Kansas Speedway. Justin Frazier leading the way. Gio Turpin now cleared for second on the inside lane. Bryce Shoemaker to the top side. He'll fall back to third, maybe even fourth position as they come off of turn number 2. Now A battle for the race lead. Gio Turpin to the inside, trying to reclaim the race lead. Justin Frazier on those older tires, not able to hang in that top lane. So Gio Turpin makes quick work to get back to the race lead. Isaiah Fox will now work himself in front of the 27 of Justin Frazier as well. So Isaiah Fox looking to also have a great night here. We last spoke about him having a great night at Watkins Glen, and oh, we've got trouble behind. Oh, a hard hit there for Riley Bennett. Adam Rawls in the 55 as well, getting collected. Other drivers might have gotten a piece of that. Boy, what a hard hit there for the 62 of Riley Bennett. Immediate tow onto pit road. I think Sean Timothy might have gotten a piece of this as well. I'm not quite sure if the fourth Keith Shoemaker had damage from this. I think he got through it pretty clean. All right, let's go back and take a look to see how this one unfolded. Again, involving Riley Bennett, who was off to a great start. Adam Rawls a little bit further back, getting caught up in this one as well. It looks like Bennett 3 wide in the middle. Not sure if there's any checkup from in front. Shoemaker in front of them goes to, yeah, oh boy, just a hard hit right there. And it looks like maybe Keith Shoemaker and Dayton Wheeler barely getting into that outside wall to squeeze on by. Doesn't look like there'll be too heavy of damage, but let's take another look at it here. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of moving parts and pieces to that one. It really kind of comes down to being one of those racing incidents. I mean, you see Shoemaker in the 25 come up in front of Adam Rawls, then Riley Bennett trying to go up to side draft the 55, but also keeping in mind that he was 3 wide, and it really just turned into those drivers getting together. The 2 of Michael Jones getting a piece of that as well, but really, I mean, it looked like Riley Bennett was just trying to come up to side draft a bit, and unfortunately wasn't really able to have the room that he needed. So he got into the 55 of Adam Rawls. Those 2 got collected, came down, got into the side of Michael Jones, which sent those 2 drivers back up the track. And then you saw other drivers using that high side to avoid that wreck as well. So a lot of things happening there for the second caution of the night at lap 21. And it looks like Riley Bennett's night will be done. Sean Timothy as well. Those 2 drivers will be back behind pit road. Behind the pit road wall, and will be probably an early exit night for both of those. I don't think Riley Bennett will probably be able to come back. Sean Timothy, I think, has some sort of mechanical issue. So unfortunate night for those 2 drivers. They will be scored with a 19th and 20th place finish as of right now. Well, back up towards the field. Pace car going to pull that hard left turn onto pit road. Joe Turpin, Isaiah Fox leads him back to a green flag back in the air. We're after another restart, and Gio Turpin taking the point with a great launch as they head into 1 and 2. He'll have Isaiah Fox cleared by at least a car length, if not more. the battle for third and fourth heating up. Judson Curtis currently holds that third position, but right behind him you have a hungry group of drivers. Eldon Stewart trying to force it 3 wide. Got into the side of Ian Blanchard, who closed that door pretty quickly. He said, "No, sir, you're not getting past me like that." And now Eldon Stewart finds himself working that inside line. The 74 in that middle lane doing a great job at trying to hang on to that spot, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. Eldon Stewart will move himself up to 6th position. The 95 who was involved in an incident just a bit ago, again receiving no damage, just going for a bit of a slide. He finds himself currently holding down that 5th position. We'll look back to the 2 drivers who either stayed out, being the 27 of Justin Frazier, or Shoemaker, who looks like he might have done fuel only. But when we go back, we see Shoemaker currently running in the 9th position. 2.5 seconds back behind our race leader, Justin Frazier, the other driver to kind of play a strategy call there. He's right now currently finds himself in 11th, just under 4 seconds back behind our race leader. So Frazier still on those, or was on those older tires, trying to make up some ground here. But I think the advantage really goes to those guys who all came down under that first caution at lap 16. I mean, you saw everybody except 2 drivers really decide to take 4 tires, which, I mean, yes, I do like the call of maybe sticking it out for another couple of laps, but the lap difference from lap 17 to lap 21, I mean, there's at least 2 to 3 laps ran in between there under caution, so that really erases what advantage you probably would have under these green flag conditions. Now, everything and anything does help, but you do got to keep in mind, the further back you are, the harder it is to pass. This next-gen car just produces such heavy, dirty air that it makes it nearly impossible to make moves on the longer green flag runs unless you see the driver in front of you make a lot of mistakes. So, you know, it's a good sort of call if we're maybe at a short track or a super speedway. But at a 1.5 miles like this, I just, you know, I feel like I'd rather pit with the majority of the group. And, I mean, you see it working out for all these guys who came down that first pit stop. Gio Turpin, Isaiah Fox, Judson Curtis, Mitchell Williams, Eldon Stewart, all these guys who came down under that first pit stop right now. Those drivers holding down the first 8 spots on the racetrack. All right, let's go ahead and go to our first side-by-side commercial break here. Don't worry, guys, you won't miss a thing as you're currently watching the At the Checkered Cup Series live from Kansas Speedway. We will be right back with you for more action.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
You got a great car, great team. Go execute. Start time. We know what we gotta do. Stay the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air. Driving with conviction.
Side by side, hammer down.
The after-checks are lit. Count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out. Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. What a victory this will be.
Nobody wants it more than you.
Next flag has been ended.
Does he have enough? A dominant performance.
Gotta stay down, baby. Let's go.
Can you believe what you are seeing? Everybody pushing as hard as they can get it. One final shot.
Gotta earn this thing. Run here to the end.
It is all on the table.
A total 500.
Start your engines!
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the At the Checkered Cup Series, live from Kansas Speedway. Just getting these laps sort of wound down. You see, Isaiah Fox back in the 09. Hot entry to pit road. That could potentially be a black flag, and it looks like he definitely was speeding on pit road there. So a misjudgment by Isaiah Fox, trying to work himself onto pit road. That's going to involve a speeding penalty, and he'll have to serve that. So what was going to be such a good night for that 09 of Isaiah Fox, he'll find himself, unfortunately, probably a lap down, if not two, because of that speeding penalty. Just want to do a quick little sponsor shout out as well to the Fellowship brand and for providing sponsorship to the At the Checkered Cup Series this season. Make sure you go check them out, fellowshipbrand.com. Beard care built for men who earn their grit. Premium beard care, American made, all natural ingredients, no shortcuts, no BS, just products that work. Welcome to the Fellowship. Geo Turpin currently out at the top spot. We expect these guys to still have to at least make a pit stop before the end of tonight's race. We saw Isaiah Fox try and dive down onto pit road to be one of the first takers, but that speeding penalty and that mistake coming onto pit road is going to be a costly one, and will probably take him out of this race unless we see a caution. But as these laps continue to click down, the more and more it's going to be more difficult for Isaiah Fox to make up that ground, even with the caution. And you see him currently 2 laps down on timing and scoring, so he will need at least a handful of lucky breaks if he wants to get back into this thing. With that, though, Judson Curtis cycles out to second, Mitchell Williams in third, and Eldon Stewart will hold down that 4th position right behind those two. You have to go back a ways to Jason Nieto in the 95. He currently holds that 5th position. Now we're probably about 15 laps away to seeing maybe these guys so you don't undercut and running it out. You know, making that scheduled pit stop. I do think, though, if you are the 29 of Judson Curtis or if you're the 54 of Mitchell Williams, is there a possibility of undercutting a bit to try and make up some ground on Gio Turpin, who has almost a second lead over you guys? And I mean, those fresh tires, that could easily make up that ground and put Gio Turpin back behind you. So this thing is far from over as we see 29 laps to go this time around. Once Gio Turpin comes across the start finish line, he's got another half a track, but we'll see 28 laps to go, and that's going to be really this sort of window that comes up within the last 20 laps where you really need to decide what the rest of your race is going to look like, what strategy you're going to need to play, what you need to do to set yourself up for the best victory that you possibly can have a chance at. See other takers working themselves on the pit road. The 79 of Jordan Tross is going to work himself on the pit road. Eldon Stewart, Bryce Shoemaker, those two battling it out here, leaning off of one another, coming off of turn 4. Wow, whoa, a shot there to the door. Shoemaker, oh, Shoemaker, a hard hit, goes spinning in. Oh no, David Bersecki as well, I think. Oh man, the 92 and the 25, both those guys with a hard hit. Both those drivers towing immediately, knowing that they wouldn't be able to get that thing fired up and worked back around on the pit road. And boy, all that strategy that I was talking about just a few laps ago, that goes out the window. A good break though for Isaiah Fox. I think Justin Frazier also having a penalty during his pit stop as well. So a few drivers will have a sort of lucky timed caution here. Other drivers, though, those two involved in that wreck, definitely not what you needed to have. Not the luck you wanted on your side as we are within the last 30 laps. And those two drivers will have an early exit as well to this race. Gio Turpin, Judson Curtis are going to lead the field down into their pit stalls. Mitchell Williams right there in third. Oh, Judson Curtis with a bit of an overshoot there getting into his box, and it looks like Gio Turpin will be able to stop on his marks. They'll go to the right sides now, going over to the left sides to change all 4 tires. 2 cans of fuel, and they're off and away. But boy, this is going to be a close drag race. Oh, Gio Turpin, bit of an issue there coming off at pit road. He loops it, trying to race Mitchell Williams off, and now gets it fired back up and rolling. But that's going to cost him, if not first, potentially second and third. And all, I mean, he's going to be scored pretty far back because of whatever happened right there. I'm not positive if maybe that thing popped out of gear and went down to first or neutral. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened right there, but that was definitely not that pit stop that you need to have if you're the 84 of Gio Turpin, and it looks like he's trying to get some of his spots back. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get them back. You see him drive up, but again, you got to be able to maintain that caution speed once you come off the pit road, and he will now be scored in at least, I think, second or third. We'll see what he comes out to. But again, that for sure, that spin, I mean, it took a bit of a grit and some of that grip out of those tires because of that as well. So some issues here for Gio Turpin in the 84, who looked to have this race pretty much secured. Now he's going to have to fight back from what could potentially be a wild restart coming up. Well, let's go ahead and go down our top 10 real quick. Mitchell Williams, Gio Turpin will make up row number 1 for this restart. Eldon Stewart, Ian Blanchard, row 2. Judson Curtis, Larry Miller to row number 3. Michael Jones, Keith Shoemaker will be row number 4. Dayton Wheeler and Chad Garcia will be that 5th row, rounding out the top 10 drivers as we work into the restart zone. Let's go racing once again from Kansas Speedway. 23 laps to go at the line. A great restart for Mitchell Williams out front, able to clear Gio Turpin as they work into 1 and 2. Gio Turpin, after that spin coming off at pit road, was able to actually hang on to that second for the restart. Mitchell Williams, though, with an even better stop, was able to beat off that 84 as they came off the exit. And now Mitchell Williams with the clean air. Can he hang on for these last 21 laps? Gio Turpin led the first portion of tonight's race up until that caution there. Now he has to fight the dirty air. He has to find himself a way around Mitchell Williams for the top spot. Eldon Stewart currently sits in 3rd. Ian Blanchard holding down 4th. Then Judson Curtis. A great run here tonight in the 29 machine, running in 5th position. And if we take a look quick at our race recap, as we see Dayton Wheeler taking a look to the inside there on Larry Miller for a second, wasn't able to get the run off that he needed, but he'll try and fight himself back up to get around this 65. A good run coming up for turn number 4, trying to get to the quarter panel, using that inside lane. Will it be enough to be able to maintain an even drag race down the back straightaway? Not quite. Wheeler now has to fall in line. He'll try and use that middle lane, the high side, to try and build up another run as the 95 with Jason Nieto looks to take that spot away. Chad Garcia right behind them in the 56, looking to pounce as well. But we take a look at our race recap right now. Current race leader Mitchell Williams, 57 out of 75 laps completed so far. 3 cautions on the night. 3 lane lead changes as well. Most laps led, though, goes to Gio Turpin in that 84, who currently sits in 2nd position. And the fastest lap goes to Isaiah Fox, who, after a speeding penalty, coming onto pit road to make a green flag pit stop, right now finds himself still 1 lap down. He'll need another caution if he wants to get back on the lead lap before this thing is all said and done. But this time by, the field works themselves to the start-finish line. They'll see 16 laps to go. All Mitchell Williams needs to do at this point is not make any mistakes. He's been an absolute stellar on this season so far. Can he hang on for these last 15 laps over Gio Turpin and Eldon Stewart? Again, those two drivers getting together last week at Iowa on the last lap, looking to come out with better results for both of those drivers. But again, you just got to think about what damage that could have done between the relationship on track between one another. Look out for these two to continue to heat up their battle for this second position, as they'll take 14 laps to go there at the line. Ian Blanchard in the 74. Right now, after having a few rough weeks, he crashed out early at Iowa. Did not have the results that he wanted to have in, well, I guess he did have a pretty decent result. He did finish 4th last week at Iowa, but definitely had some damage here and there that probably slowed him up a bit. But right now, I mean, starting where he left off towards the end of this thing from last week, we'll see if he can top and get a top 3 podium finish before all is said and done. That last lap, he was just a bit quicker than some of the drivers in front of him. The only one he wasn't quicker than was Mitchell Williams. So matching the lap times, if not a bit quicker than Eldon Stewart and Gio Turpin. Will it be enough time for him to chase that podium finish that I know that 74 wants? Justin Frazier currently sits 2 laps down, looking to the inside of Dayton Wheeler. Dayton Wheeler, though, probably won't put up too much of a fight as Wheeler holds on to 9th position here. This is not 4th position, but, you know, Wheeler obviously doesn't want to give up that spot to Justin Frazier too easily. He doesn't want to race him too aggressively, but you look right behind him, and that's Chad Garcia in the 56. Who is racing for position between him and Dayton Wheeler. So this is going to open up the door as Dayton Wheeler has a moment there in the 1 and 2. Loses the front end. Chad Garcia going to take a look to the inside to take advantage of that spot, and now clears himself in front of the 15 of Dayton Wheeler. So Dayton Wheeler right now losing 9th position, still hanging on to 10th, so he would come out with a top 10 if he's able to hang on to it. But Jordan Traus right behind him in the 79. You know he's going to be fast, and you know he's going to put a lot of pressure on himself to get inside the top 10, if not try and collect more. Dayton Wheeler, can he hang on to this 10th place finish? And boy, what a drive there by the outside of Jordan Traus. Just a power move to the outside. Didn't even let Dayton Wheeler have a second chance at it. So Dayton Wheeler struggling a bit with the handling here within these last 10 laps. Right now, just falling outside the top 10. Mitchell Williams doing such a good job this season. It's hard not to count him as a threat each week. We see him get wins. We see him get podiums. Just racks up these wins as the season continues. The podiums just continue to stack up as well. Trying to collect another win on the night. This time by, he will see 6 laps to go. The gap between him and Gio Turpin behind 1.5 seconds. Gio Turpin again having that moment and losing the lead on that caution at lap 49, cost him the race lead and the clean air, and ever since he got back behind, he has not been able to catch the back bumper of the 54. We talk about Williams, I mean, just collecting podiums, collecting wins, finishing second last week at Iowa Speedway to Riley Bennett. He gave Class Act to Riley Bennett, who was for sure probably the one to beat there. But this week, what looked like it was going to be Gio Turpin's race, when it needed to be the most efficient pit stop possible, Mitchell Williams and the 54 team got it done, trying to pull the gap for the race lead. That gap's extending just a bit more these past couple of laps. So Mitchell Williams looks in his mirror and sees that gap grow wider. 3 laps to go this time by for the 54 team. They don't want to see a caution at this point. A caution would really shake things up here. We'd probably see some drivers try and play some sort of strategy call. We've already seen some late race cautions this season which have changed really how drivers try and play these late race cautions, but right now Williams sees clear track ahead, clear track behind. 2 laps to go this time by for Mitchell Williams. Gio Turpin still trying to do all that he can to hang on and trying to reel in that 54, but it's not enough speed. The gap was about 2 seconds there at the start-finish line. Eldon Stewart falling back from Gio Turpin as well in the 3rd position. The top 3 pulling away from one another. They have a relatively clean gap between each other. Oh, and a caution out on the racetrack. Dayton Wheeler goes around down the back straightaway, and Mitchell Williams was just a couple feet away from getting the white flag. And now a late race caution involving Dayton Wheeler, I think Keith Shoemaker as well. That's going to set us up for an overtime attempt here at Kansas Speedway, and boy, we thought things were wild on that last restart. Things are going to be even crazier here. Now the call. What do you do? Do you stay out? If you're Gio Turpin or Eldon Stewart, do you try and do the opposite? Do you follow Mitchell Williams in the 54? Is there even a call that you can make? Do you try and play anything in your hands? We'll see here what these drivers decide to do. Mitchell Williams stays out, and oh boy, a lot of drivers behind will work themselves onto pit road. Gio Turpin leads the way, followed by Eldon Stewart, Ian Blanchard, Judson Curtis, Michael Jones, I believe, in that pack as well. It looks like we'll have at least 2 drivers stay out. The rest of the drivers inside the top 10, though, working themselves onto pit road. And oh boy, some troubles there for Ian Blanchard in the 74, trying to get into his pit stall. Let's go, though, and take a quick look at what happened with Dayton Wheeler down the back straightaway, entering turn 3. I guess we got to go a little bit back further than that. We'll see what happened. Did he have contact? Was this something where he lost just grip coming off of 2? And it looks like, oh, yeah, definitely hit that outside wall. You see Keith Shoemaker behind in the 4, nowhere to go. Gets into the back of Dayton Wheeler. Some pretty heavy contact from Keith Shoemaker, and I think Keith Shoemaker actually had to bring it back behind the wall because of that hit. And you see guys in front of him also hitting the outside of turn 2. So every driver trying to get as much as they can out there on the racetrack. Dayton Wheeler just unfortunately tried to get a bit too much, tagged that outside wall, goes for a spin, and brings out a caution late in this race. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere, as the post-race coverage will begin after the conclusion of the race here tonight. We'll get to hear from some of these drivers, our race winner, as well as the podium drivers, and maybe a few other surprises as well if they want to stop in. Right now, though, getting set for the overtime attempt here. Mitchell Williams, Larry Millard stayed out. And they're going to have older tires. Watch out for tire spin. Back behind him, Gio Turpin, Judson Curtis line up after making his pit stop there. Green flag in the air. Let's get him underway as we head into turn one. A good restart there for Mitchell Williams. An even better start behind from Gio Turpin. Millard on the outside, though, falls back to fourth position. Now under fire for fifth. Drivers keeping it clean there down the back straightaway, no problems. Mitchell Williams, Gio Turpin leading it through 3 and 4. This time around, white flag in the air for Mitchell Williams. Does Gio Turpin, Eldon Stewart, do they have anything for Mitchell Williams here? One last lap around this racetrack. Turpin looks high. William runs low. That opens up the door for Eldon Stewart. Eldon Stewart now with the chance to make a move. He looks to the inside. Will he have enough of a drive? Side by side as we enter 3 and 4. He's going to be able to clear just barely over Mitchell Williams. Coming to the start finish line. Eldon Stewart with a last corner move collects the win at Kansas Speedway. And oh no, contact from Gio Turpin, I believe, behind, sends him into the outside wall at the very end. Some bumps given to some drivers between one another that maybe weren't too happy. Eldon Stewart, though, what a power move there on the outside to move himself around Mitchell Williams in the 54. I don't think he's going to, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to come back around to celebrate this win. It looks like he towed to pit road because of that hit. But what a heck of a drive. Let's take a look at it here in just a second as you see the fireworks going off there in turn 4. So we look back at the white flag lap. Really what set Eldon Stewart up here was when Gio Turpin went high. Turpin had to get out the throttle. Looks like he got a bit tight. Eldon Stewart was able to clear on the low side, slid right up in front of the 84 down the back straightaway. And as they work into 1 and 2 here, just getting that clean air, getting that rotation, and Mitchell Williams just a sitting duck, nothing he can do. And that allowed Eldon Stewart to just move himself on by and collect the race win. And a bit of a shot there from the 84, Gio Turpin, going into 1. Unfortunately, sends that 1 into the outside wall, and Eldon Stewart will not be able to come around into a burnout. But we should be able to speak with him here in just a moment. Let's take another look at it here, though. And as we rewind just a little bit, I mean, we really look at this move coming on the entry of 3. You see him be able to get to the inside there with that move. Mitchell Williams tried to defend, just wasn't enough here. And, you know, the moment Eldon Stewart gets side by side and Mitchell Williams with those older tires, he just really can't defend and goes up the track And just from there on, it was Eldon Stewart's race to lose. Let's go ahead, though, and pull up our race winner, Eldon Stewart.
2 or 3 different. You said, oh, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but Eldon, congrats on the race win. And how we didn't get to let you celebrate there after some contact from behind on the cool-down lap sent you into that outside wall. But, boy, what a heck of a drive there on that final restart. And, I mean, to make that move in the last set of corners, how exactly were you able to get that set up to where you could come out with the best possible chance of getting that race win coming off at 4?
Sorry, I'm going to be all over the place here. I needed this win. Super hyped up about it. I'm pretty sure Gio took 2 tires on that last stop, and then Mitchell obviously didn't pit. I ended up taking 4, so I kind of knew if I put my car in the right spots there at the end, I'd be able to do something with it. And yeah, I was able to do something with it there.
Yeah, and you talk about needing this win. I mean, you've had a couple of rough few weeks here in the At the Checkered Cup Series, but I mean, this win, I mean, just talk about how much momentum this does, to not only on the point side of things, but also just driver confidence as well.
Oh, driver confidence is through the roof. Sorry, I've taken a few breaks within my racing career, so I've kind of fallen off and came back, fallen off, came back, and this last little break I took, I spent about a year full slump where I've just been, something's been not clicking, and I've kind of started feeling back, getting my confidence back, getting my momentum back, getting finishes here and there, getting good finishes, and then just it finally feels like I'm back. You know, it feels like I'm right there. I'm competing every week. Just got to stay out of the trouble. Just got to stay away from those idiots. But hey, I'm loving this. I'm loving this confidence boost that this is going to give me and my team. Points, I'm not entirely sure. I've missed 2 weeks, so I'm not entirely sure what this is going to do with the points. I know I'm sitting outside the top 10 right now, or was sitting outside the top 10. But yeah, confidence, points, everything is through the roof right now.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about staying away from those kind of incidents out on the racetrack. You know, obviously, we saw what happened last week at Iowa on that last lap. Thankfully, though, this week, you're able to get clear of that and take home the checkered flag. Now, we did talk to Gio at the end of last week, and I don't know if we talked to you. I don't think we did, but from your perspective, I mean, when you get sort of those disagreements on track, does that really kind of carry over? And, you know, if it does carry over, does coming out with the win the following week, does that really give you any sort of like, hey, you know, maybe I can back up whatever happened last week?
I came into tonight wanting to beat Gio so bad because I don't know what that man was on. I drug him back by 3 seconds last week, and as soon as I get up to him, I'm like, okay, he's a points leader. You know, I'm a chill. I rode behind him for like 5-6 laps. You know, after I just drug him down from 3 seconds, cruising, block. But oh wait, there's a car high, and called me some names after that. So of course there's going to be some bad stuff. And then right after the checkered flag here, bumps me, wrecks me, says it wasn't on purpose. I don't know. There's just him and I were about to talk when you jugged me down here to this interview. But last week, yeah, you know, I drug him down, caught up to him. I was going to race that man as absolutely as clean as I could. I know he was a points leader. I shoot down the inside after he hits the wall, comes down. I mean, I could show everybody my screenshot I took of me on the brakes and off the throttle when he got down in front of me, but that's just another story to the chapter there. Yep, came in tonight wanting to beat Gio straight up. That's all I wanted, and got the checkered flag and I beat Gio, so it feels pretty damn good right now.
Well, that you're able to do, and like you mentioned, just another chapter in this series, and I mean, this one, I think this chapter definitely ending out on a high note for this week. But when you look forward to these next couple of weeks that we have coming up for the At the Checkered Cup Series, is this sort of kind of what you think you needed to go out there in these next couple of weeks and put your name in maybe victory lane again?
Yes, sir. In all seriousness, I came in tonight needing a podium, wanting a podium as a podium or bust. So to come out of here with the checkered flag is more momentum than I really thought that I was going to be rolling into Michigan, I believe, is next week.
Yes.
Which I love that track, and I love that track with this car. So hopefully we can stay away from the trouble and then put another good race in next week, and hopefully we'll be there at the end.
Alrighty, well, before I let you go here, celebrate in Victory Lane, is there any shout-outs you'd like to give or any sponsors you'd like to thank?
NJB Designs for always putting my cars together. Powerhouse Motorsports, my teammate Michael Jones, who raced with me in this series. ATC, all the admins. Been racing with these guys for forever. I've said that every time I talk to you guys. You putting on these killer broadcasts, I love it. The post-race newsletter that you guys put out every week, I love reading those because they're just super in-depth, and just everybody that puts this on. It's a lot of fun to come out here on a Wednesday night and race with these guys. Hard times or not.
Indeed, always a blast to be able to come out here with the After Tracker Cup Series. Each one of you guys puts on one heck of a show, and tonight, all eyes look to you, Eldon. Thank you for taking a moment to speak with us here. And again, congrats on your victory here tonight, and hopefully we can start a kind of chain of being able to speak with you over the next couple of weeks.
Yes, sir, I would love that.
Alrighty, that was our race winner, Eldon Stewart. Oh boy, kind of losing my words here and there, but you know, doesn't sound like he's too upset about that contact after the start-finish line. You know, Eldon really, I think, is probably one of the calmest drivers out there. You know, addresses the issues when he needs to, but also doesn't take anything to be over the top. And you know, just in general, I mean, each one of these drivers, just what a heck of a battle they put on, and you know, rivalries heating up as we conclude, or not conclude, but as we get towards the end of this season. Again, we'll have to watch out for Turpin and Stewart there and see how these two drivers race one another. Obviously, Turpin, you know, kind of has himself in the top 10, which Eldon, you know, we have to look officially at where he's at, but did start outside the top 10 entering tonight's race. So a little bit different kind of things that they come into planning ahead for the race week. But with that said, let's go ahead and pull up our second place driver, Gio Turpin, who almost was able to make something happen there on that final restart. Ultimately, though, just not enough tire. I think we heard that you took 2 tires there on that final stop. Is that, you know, when you saw the 54 Mitchell Williams come down or stay out on the track, and then, you know, you worked yourself down onto pit road, was there any chance that you might have taken 4, or did you really have your mindset on taking 2?
At that point in the race, a two-tire call was, we were pretty committed to it. I just expected a few more people in the back to get out and take 2. I figured it'd be a bit more of a mix. But I knew even if, you know, all the guys behind us were on 4, we'd still be able to hang on for at the worst get top 5. So I know the 54 held on pretty good. My experience with better, more fresher tires against worn tires, usually we would have been able to pass him on the opening lap, but he held on very well. And then the second lap, obviously you saw him wash up, which is what I was hoping for, but the one got by and we got by him, so we were able to get second out of it. So we broke even, but yeah, it's not really a mix-up of strategy. I mean, that was the plan the whole time. If we get a late yellows, to get committed to 2, so I'm not mad at that. It's just how it played out. I mean, there was really nothing more we could have done other than maybe I could have entered a little higher, try and get like more of a run off on the opening lap. Because second lap, you know, he washed up really bad in 3, and that opened the gates for everyone to go through. But still a solid night, so I'm content with our strategy.
Yeah, those judgment calls, you know, you really want to be able to make up those things before you head down pit road. And sometimes, you know, you have things go expected or unexpected. I mean, we already saw some drivers out there tonight have issues when making their pit stops. I mean, I think even Ian Blanchard had some issues there on that final pit stop as well. But we also did see you, I believe, as well, come off of pit road there at lap 51 going for a spin. What quite happened with that?
Yeah, it was the second to last pit stop, and I had the number 1 box, and I just get out of the box, and I'm fine going up the speed, and then right as I like hit like the commitment line, I guess I just get in the throttle just a little bit too much, and it like whips around, or I yanked the wheel or something, and it whipped around a little bit, but we didn't hit the car. We were perfectly fine. there was no issues beyond that. So we're lucky that we were able to hold our spot there. But yeah, that was our little bit of excitement for the night. I definitely knew that if that race went green to the checker flag, that was pretty much our race. Because this is a big track position track. If you don't have the lead, you're not gonna win, unless it's like a big tire advantage, like we saw at the end of the race. But yeah, we were just trying to roll off and make sure we had that lead, but just a little bit of monkey business on the pit stops, but we're all good from that.
Well, good to finally figure it out, because I wasn't quite sure what happened. For a moment there, I was a little bit worried, but you do mention, track position in these races when they go green. You need to be able to get that clean air as quick as you can, and you look to next week at Michigan, which is going to also be another heavy track where you need to have that track position and that clean air. What do you need to do to have another night where you can lead a lot of laps, but maybe find yourself with that top spot when it all is said and done?
Yeah, Michigan's definitely, what you said, track position track. I mean, like I said before, looking at the schedule from Kansas on to the end of the season are all great tracks for me. Michigan's definitely a good track. 2-mile oval, very wide, very fast. So we're just gonna have to see how the track runs, come up with our strategy. But it's definitely a track I'm looking forward to. I think we can have a lot of fun out there.
For sure, looking forward to that track, and looking forward to also watching you probably be up towards the front. Now, before I let you go here, debrief with the rest of your team. Is there any sponsors you'd like to thank or any shouts you'd like to give?
Yeah, obviously we're happy with the P2. The Advent Health camera was really fast today, getting the pole, leading over half the race. Just thanking all our partners at Legacy, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Lowe's, Ally, Carvana, Pie Barker, Mobile One, Chick-fil-A, Under Armour, and everyone that supports Legacy Sim Club. And thanking you for broadcasting as always. And we got 3 races left, so we got 3 wins to get.
I love that attitude, Gio. We're going to go ahead and let you go debrief, and we hope to speak to you again here next week at Michigan.
Thank you.
Boy, you talk about some confidence and some good attitude there out of Gio Turpin, looking to capitalize on these next 3 weeks with race wins. Now, Gio Turpin always seems to have the speed. Again, he just kind of needing to be incident-free. I think really the only thing that catches him up with a bad finish would be getting in an incident, which, I mean, there's only been a couple of them this season. So relatively a great season for him. We'll just see if he can capitalize on these next 3 races and check off some more race wins. Let's go ahead, though, and move on to our podium driver, Jason. I mean, you had kind of an up and down night there. Oh, is he back? Wait, are you back? Hello? I'll give you a second. All right, we'll give him a second here to get things sorted out with his microphone. Not quite sure.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. You got us there, Jason? Oh, well, we heard you for a second, so we'll just while we wait for him to get everything situated on the microphone side, we'll just talk about next week at Michigan real quick. And I mean, Michigan, we talked about it with Gio. We talked about it there with Eldon. These drivers know that it's going to be kind of a similar situation here. Hey, Jason, you got us? Not quite. All right, we'll give him a second. Anyways, so continuing on to next week at Michigan, I mean, we look to kind of like the same relatively kind of speed that we saw here at Kansas. Obviously, that clean air is going to be so key on getting that race lead, being able to maintain it. There's just going to be so many things that you're going to have to do to put yourself out front and with a chance at collecting the checkered flag next week at Michigan. We'll take another look here at our race recap while we wait for him to figure out whatever technical issues that he's working with. But our race winner, Eldon Stewart, 4 cautions there at the very end, 4 lead changes as well. The most laps led goes to Gio Turpin, coming up just a bit shy there at the end. And we heard him say he took 2 tires, saying that was the plan from that really when the caution flag waved to when he worked himself onto pit road. So that team made that call and stuck with it. And then our fastest lap goes to and remains with Isaiah Fox, who again, unfortunately with that speeding penalty, he was able to get back on the lead lap, but that really set him back from that speeding penalty to just at that final restart. So Isaiah Fox, who was running so good there in second, again, unfortunately, that speeding penalty cost him a lot of track position and a lot of time and a chance at a good finish. All right, let's pull him up here again and see if we can get it. Jason Nieto. You got us again? Are you still working on it? Seems like we're still working on those technical difficulties, so we'll drag them back down there. Let's go ahead, though, and look at our race results. With the win, Eldon Stewart, Gio Turpin, Jason Nieto there, finishing that 3rd in podium spot. Mitchell Williams finishing in 4th after staying out there on that last attempt, or that last caution in the overtime attempt. Judson Curtis rounds out the top 5, so a great run for Judson Curtis there tonight. Michael Jones battling back for a 6th place finishing position. Jordan Tross there in 7th. Ian Blanchard, who had a few moments there tonight. One time going around on the back straightaway, another time going around on pit road. He gets that 8th place finish. Chad Garcia in 9th. Isaiah Fox, who we talked about just a few moments ago with the fastest lap time of the race, he'll finish in 10th. Going on through the rest of the field here, Joel Mullet there will finish in 11th. Dayton Wheeler, after having that incident to bring us into that overtime and bringing out that last caution of the night, he'll finish in 12th. Larry Miller, 13th. Justin Frazier, Keith Shoemaker will be 14th and 15th. And we look to Adam Rawls, who had some major contact there. He finishes in 16th. David Bersecki, Bryce Shoemaker, Sean Timothy, and Riley Bennett. Riley Bennett, again, with that early exit after having a vicious hit, will round out the field. Now, I did see Jason join back, then I don't see him back here again. So we'll give him a little bit, we'll give him another minute to try and see if he can fix things out here. But again, we'll talk about it here real quick. We look to Michigan next week. That'll be a fast-paced track. Each driver will have to do their absolute best to get those runs and make those passes. It's going to be a difficult place to try and maintain if you lose that draft. So keeping up with the draft, with the pack in front of you, that's going to need to be able to be the key factor that you need to focus on heading into next week. Now, I don't see Jason back in here, so we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to the At the Checkered Cup Series live from Kansas Speedway. Again, another big shout out to our sponsor, Fellowship Brand. Make sure you check them out, fellowshipbrand.com, for your beard product care. Again, all natural ingredients and no shortcuts, no BS, just products that work. Go check them out at fellowshipbrand.com. Until then, guys, we will see you back here next week on Turn Sector Media for more racing from the At the Checkered Cup Series. I'm Oscar Jensen. It's been a blast, and we will see you guys back next week.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
You got a great car, great team. We'll execute. Our time. We know what we got to do. Stay in the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
We'll fight till the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air. Driving with conviction.
Side by side, hammer down.
The afterchecks are lit. Count out anybody who wants it the most.
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out. Wheel to wheel.